Alright, howdy. So I'm going to do a quick demo here of an amp that I bought last week. It is a Vox AC4C1-12, I believe is the model number. Those of you who like little amps will know the Vox AC4, which is available as a 1x10 combo and a head and cab. But this is cool because one of the main objections that I've always had to the AC4, as well as some of Fender's smaller amps like the Princeton, is I don't get along with smaller than 12-inch speakers. So a 10-inch speaker for me is kind of a non-starter. So I saw this cute little thing in the store used, and I had to have it. I brought it home, and one of the other things that I liked about it was that instead of just a tone and a volume, it actually has gain, bass, treble, and volume. So there's a little more tweaking of the EQ that can be done, which is nice. And it sounded okay. You know, pretty much did a cleaner thing, you know, turned down, and when you crank it up, it overdrives, and that's as expected. But the speaker, which is a Celestion 7080 stock, just didn't seem to quite fit the amp right. I've had AC15s in the past. I really like the greenback in those. So I'm going to try one of those in there, and I did try a Celestion 50-watt gold Alnico, and it sounded a ton better than the 7080, but it costs as much as the amp. I bought this for $239, and the Celestion gold Alnico is $255. So maybe not a practical solution for everybody. So on a whim, I also ordered off of eBay a Rola Alnico speaker, which these are mostly pulls out of organs and things like that from the 60s. I don't know how to read the date code on it to tell exactly when it was made, but I know it's a Rola Alnico, and it's the flat cone version. They made a flat cone and a rib cone that both went in the organs usually. My understanding is the rib cone is more for the lower and mid frequencies, and the flat cone is kind of an all-range speaker, but still, you know, with the limitations of Alnico, so it's not exactly hi-fi. But I got one and tried it out, and was so impressed with, for $50, how it sounds, that I figured I should do a demo of this here. So keep in mind, this is not the stock speaker. This is with the swapped-in 60s Rola Alnico. I'm playing a Xaviere or whatever you want to call it, the Guitar Fetish version of a Les Paul Jr., which was a $99 bargain guitar off their site, and one of the best purchases I ever made, under $100. But just to give you an idea, so it seems like the tone controls are very, like the bass all the way down and all the way up. It seems like the bass is a bass cut, and the treble actually seems to work the same way. See how it's really cutting the low end. So there's all treble and no bass, and then I seem to like these controls, bass maxed and treble all the way down. That seems to be the kind of the neutral state of the amp. And the nice thing about that is if it gets too woofy, I can back off the bass a little bit. If I need a little bit more brightness, I can turn up the treble. But just turn down. And if I turn up, and I'm going to apologize for the noise, this is a real P90, so you can hear the 60 cycle hum, or a 120, and any other noise you hear is actually the dirty volume pot of this guitar. But even turned all the way up, but this guitar needs some strings and I need practice. So, but I just wanted to give you an idea. Now I can also, you know, do it this way, turn the volume all the way up and the gain all the way down. Kind of typical Vox tones, but I like the fact that I can get into the overdrive in this amp without getting stupidly loud, because it's really not, you know, it's above conversation level in here, but it's not get evicted if you live in an apartment loud. So I just wanted to do a demo for that because I think that there are a couple of demos of this amp out there, but you know, I really wanted to show what the Alnico Rola speaker sounded like in it, since I don't think a lot of people have tried that. But definitely a good and cheap upgrade for these amps because it's $50 or less. I think it was like $50 delivered to my house from wherever I got it from. So definitely worth trying out. Thanks.